Hey Weight Loss Rebels, how's it going? Coach Scott here with a butt workout that's going to shape that ass. We're going to begin with a hip thruster. So what you're going to do is you're going to comfortably rest your head on the bench, your arms are outstretched, so it's just my shoulders and upper back on the bench, legs at about a 90-degree angle here. You're going to drop your butt and then thrust those hips up. So I'm not trying to come up so high we're going to arch my lower back. I want all the force just coming through your butt. Once you get to this point, just squeeze the butt a little bit harder. Now from this point, so I'm still holding it, squeezing the butt, I want you to drive your heels down into the floor. So even though my legs aren't moving, I'm just driving the heels down, still squeezing my butt. And now I want you to pull those heels in towards your butt and squeeze like crazy. So basically you're going to hold this for 4 seconds, then drop down, up, so the force is up through the hips, squeeze the butt, drive the heels into the floor, and then squeeze those heels back towards your butt, and back down, up, squeeze the butt, drive the heels into the floor, pull the heels in back towards you. So although my heels are not actually moving, it's kind of like I'm trying to scrape gum off my shoe. So I create a force going backwards, and as soon as I create that force, I feel my hamstrings tighten up. You should really feel like right below the ass there. It's like kind of like a natural butt lift, I think. So you're going to start with that. You're going to do 8 to 10 reps of the hip thrusters. If that gets easy, you can rest a dumbbell right across your pelvic bone here. The next exercise is step-ups. And what I want you to do here is slightly lean forward. So now my weight is kind of shifted more, and I want most of the weight right here on your butt. You're going to feel some of it on your thigh as well. Back leg is bent a little bit. Arms are forward to keep your weight a little bit forward. Up. And nice and controlled on the way down. Getting a good stretch in the butt, which is really important to effectively work it. Up. Nice and controlled on the way down. So I'm keeping my weight forward, and I'm really controlling the movement. I'm not bouncing off. I'm not bouncing out of the bottom. I'm really trying to use my butt to get me up here. So really the thigh and the butt. That back leg isn't doing much other than balance when I get to the bottom. So up, nice and controlled, feel that stretch. You're going to do 8 to 10 for each leg there. And then you'll do a reverse lunge. I'll show it from the side angle here. I think I got enough room. You can have some dumbbells in your hand and you're stepping back and come down. Both legs are kind of close to a 90-degree angle here. Once again, I am trying to feel most of the load on my ass here. That back foot is just balance. Up, back, all the weight here. So basically that back foot, all my weight is on this butt. That back foot is just balance. So 3 exercises, 8 to 10 reps each. Like I said, for the hip thrusters, you can rest a dumbbell right on your thighs if you want to make it more challenging. Step ups, you won't really need any extra weight. The reverse lunge, you can hold some dumbbells in your hand as well. I can get my wife Angie to go through that whole routine for us. Let's get her on camera.
Alright, so Angie relaxing her head on the bench. We got Chief in the picture. Chief, come! This is Chief, our Border Collie Shepherd mix. So nice, squeezing for 4 seconds. Hey Chief. Alright, so drive all through the hips. Heels go down into the floor and then pull the heels in towards your butt. Up, squeeze the butt, drive the heels down, pull the heels in. Hold it a little longer. Good. It's kind of like a 3-step process. Squeeze the butt, drive the heels down, and then pull the heels in towards your butt. 8 to 10 reps for this. Really enhances the mind-muscle connection for your glutes. Chiefy, leave her alone.
I'm not sure, I haven't been counting.
Alright, give me one more after this one. Squeeze it for everything you got there. Alright, so now step ups, 8 each leg. Keeping the weight a little more forward. Chief, come. Chief, you stinker. Good. Try to get less momentum out of the bottom. Nice stretch. Trying to keep all that weight on the leg that's on the bench and using that muscle, especially the glute, to really get you up.
Eight?
Yep. Switch legs. So less push off. Try to use that lead leg to do all the work. Slow on the way down. Really fight it on the way down.
Okay.
Yep. And then a reverse lunge. Again, so just stepping back, aiming for 8 each leg, and feel that lead leg doing all the work. So that back foot is just there for balance. Excellent, so no problem. So 8 to 10 reps, that looked fairly easy for you. You could definitely be holding on to some dumbbells, aiming for those 10 reps, making it a little more challenging on yourself. Now this is really meant to complement a full leg workout, so starting off with like leg presses with your legs out wide, toes pointed out, doing a few sets of that, adding in some squats, as well as some deadlifts would be great, and then finishing off with this little tricep would be an absolutely killer way to blast your butt. You can incorporate this little routine multiple times a week. Your ass can take a beating multiple times a week, so don't be afraid to train it more frequently. All right, I'll catch you next week for some more tips. Get at it and let me know how it goes. All right, so I'm just going to demonstrate some of the exercises that I just mentioned if you're going to incorporate those butt exercises in an entire leg workout. So if your leg workout, you may want to start with the leg press, feet out nice and wide, toes pointing out. Although this is going to hit your thighs as a whole, the front and the back, this tends to hit the inner thighs a little bit more, hamstrings and glutes. You get a bigger stretch and range of motion. I like to create a little more inward tension, so as before I push the weight up, I'll squeeze my heels together like towards each other, and that really contracts those inner thighs. But the stretch in the bottom is great for the glutes, great for the hamstrings as well. So about 8 to 12 reps there. Another exercise you may want to incorporate into your leg workout is a sumo deadlift. This is great for the hamstrings, the butt, just an all-around incredibly effective exercise. I usually like to go a bit heavier for this one and aim for 3 to 5 repetitions. So lowering the weight, feeling the stretch in those hams, the glutes, thrust those hips forward at the top. I did these a little bit lighter recently in a high rep challenge, hit 46 reps, and my butt has never been so pumped and sore for days. And here's a demonstration for the back squat. I also do front squats, and that's both are fantastic exercises to incorporate into your leg training. So I usually like to make sure I get myself all nice and stable before I drop the weight, and I like to work this exercise through the full range of motion. And that's going to be personal to each and every one of us, how deep you can go, but again, full range of motion, and you don't necessarily have to go to complete failure. Have some energy left in the tank.